phenomenon, that new coach syndrome, as Warren tried to get at his boots. So to Bedford, neither could. Eventually Stevenson got a hand pass away to Rowe. Bedford, now Stevenson again. So Claremont have controlled it pretty well in the as Warren's in there again, bustling away. Rudisaw, fourth, had it hacked out of his hands. Morabito went to the ground, and the umpire, after this ugly exchange, will have to ball it up again. Now, Anthony Morabito's spin, a very well-built youngster there. He's only about 17, I think, but he's got some terrific skills about him.
Yes, in the State 18 squad, and very highly rated. Looking forward to watching him play later in the year.
Again, it's a scrimmage. A lot of players rushing in off the side of the square. Willett, a late inclusion after Tom Swift was taken out of the squad. Now Morabito gathers the football, shows some acceleration, tumbles it up toward full forward. James Thompson ran into trouble in the shape of his own player, then got a hand pass to Rutherford. He had it come, the ball came out from McGinnity, but they're still under pressure. Rowe from a sitting position, got it to Bedford, his hand pass untidy. Morabito is anything but untidy. He sunk the left boot into it, up toward full forward. Now O'Brien had the run of the footy. Has he got time? He has, to get a hand pass at least to Arrowsmith, who puts it onto the left boot, and that's a terrific...
Bringing up to date with that injury to Morabito, he just copped a cork on his calf as he got a quick kick inside the forward 50. And he's just starting a jog now. They've put a bit of magic spray in there and patted it up, and he should be back on soon. Every
time it's a real risk to take the ball out of the ruck contest, so Charters gives it to Morabito. Good to see him back on the ground. The left foot kick up to the half-forward line, thumped away though by Wilkes. Donati was there. In fact, Donati has worked hard for a possession. It's a free kick behind him. He was going to be given the advantage, his immediate opponent, in Thompson. Too far out to score.
Good kick.
Goes into the pocket, and Rosa. No, it wasn't. It was Morabito in actual fact, and then it was, yeah, he dropped it, and then it was taken by Howlett, who snapped from the pocket and kicked it behind only. He used himself well. McLeod, Morabito. And Morabito again uses it well. Jones sliding low down, takes the mark on his chest.
The rebound football from Peel is very exciting. They control the ball very well.
Because time running out, although 6 goals have been scored, there'll be a bit of
couple of minutes,
time
I think,
on.
Phil.
Orzell has made something for Blackwell. Now he's a good left footer, but he's got to get around Morabito. He does that, just shrugged him off. Now goes for distance. Where's the big marking player down here? Up went Handley. Here's a chance now for Clark. Clark, he hasn't moved. Richardson. Here's McLeod. He gets the ball into his right boot, directs it to Morabito, who just took his mind off the job at the critical moment. Spun around 1.5 times, releases the hand pass. Hammond, in fact, it's not, it's Howlett who's under pressure, on his knees, gets the hand pass away. Locke is content to take the ball after a frenetic pass.
To know what you need to do.
Athow goes from one pocket to the other. Yeah, Blackwell, the difference between his best disposal and his worst is enormous.
I mean, that was just dumb football by him, because he could have run, like Rod said, another 30 metres in, all the way in, and kicked a goal.
Morabito's foot pass somehow ended up with Arrowsmith. Chips it for Brown. Could have almost taken the mark, Brown. He elected to let it bounce, which was passed by Murphy. Here's something for Jarvis. That's holding the ball.
Yeah, he had a couple of opportunities to handball then, Jarvis, and took the game on.
Look at Morabito. Talk about taking them on. Morabito with great pace. Kicks the ball out in front of Holmes. He now gives it to Robbins. Robbins sells the dummy, lines them up from 40 metres, and he also sprays it. In fact, didn't make the distance. Shrugged the tackle far too easily. By left boot to half forward. Wilkes does well from behind. Rowe should crumb it. No, he doesn't. He's beaten to it there by Morabito. Look at the acceleration. Unfortunately, he just carried the ball for half a second over the wrong side of the boundary line, but he's an excitement machine, Spin.
He is. He's got some footy smarts, no doubt about that. The way he just sort of collected the ball up and knew to evade the player coming at him was pretty special.
Not a bad size for a youngster.
Good call by the boundary umpire.
Michael Warren having a spell. He certainly has worked hard for the Tigers. Rose, a great effort to get it out to Morabito. Morabito held onto the footy before getting it off by hand to Brown, to Ware. By left boot, goes out to the pocket. Just had too much to half back. McLeod has been very, very sure in defence. And he distributes it well too to Morabito out on the outer wing. To half forward, Ruck. Used his height to good advantage there over Haynes, but the hand pass not good. Haynes never seen like.
Of course, players have got to kick footballs. Of course, they should be able to bounce them.
Locke got it to Rosa. Hand pass this time not so good. Jackson ran into all sorts of trouble. That could be holding the ball. Yep, the umpire said he had an opportunity, probably only half an opportunity. That could be 50. Threw it back in his face.
Well,
the umpire's trying to speak, but he's out of breath. I didn't see that 50, Rod.
Yeah, well,
Was it there?
I think you'll see it again.
yes, it was a silly thing to do.
Well, I think he's frustrated because he believes he... Well, he could have put his hands up and caught it, possibly. That's what the hands are for.
That was actually slow motion.
Oh, was it, Phil?
But I think Phil might have mentioned it earlier. There's been 3 or 4 of those silly little undisciplined acts, and when your side's not going well, you just can't afford to be able to give away those and give away a 50-metre penalty, which could result on a goal, which they've done again.
Morabito has gone back, the young star of the future in just his 6th game. He has looked most impressive, and now he has joined Peel Thunder's goal kickers.
And you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see the coach drag him off and show a little bit of discipline in the club that you're not allowed to do this because if you're successful, it's not going to work.
Here he comes, Rod.
Good on you, Macca.
Straight off the ground. No, he won't put up with any of that. Simon McPhee, he's been around for a long time.
Attow didn't get much of the footy, got it very, very high. Now a chance again for them to go forward. A high kick was put up there by Arrow Smith. Oh, beautifully read there by Morabito.
Hit the inside of the post.
It's clipped the post.
Morabito again.
He's challenging for best on ground, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here's a chance for Handley. Is that...
He had a dozen or 14 possessions, but doesn't use the ball to the best ability.
The umpire calls for players to knock it out. Slick hands by Rosa to Morabito. A couple of great players there, and there's been a push. Well, against Bo Wilkes, he hasn't made too many mistakes. He would be frustrated. The free kick going to go the way of Robbins. Out of trouble by keeping the ball raised up and got the hand pass to Bedford. Now Murphy. Here's a chance for Donati. Was dispossessed. Good tackle applied by this man in Morabito. Gathers the football that he created for himself and dribbles it through with the left boot. He is an absolute champion in the making. And he has now kicked his 2nd for the quarter. And, well, Spin, he could be anything.
Well, he's certainly putting on a show this afternoon, but you'd have to go back a couple of shots before that.
The Rosa or O'Brien have been held behind the play a couple of times today.
Rosa took the ball from Lee Merrick and now delivers well himself to Morabito. Chips it. That was a casual kick from Morabito. No doubt that will be stamped out of him. Murphy.
Another good bounce.
No clear knock away. Blackwell in after it, fighting Orzell for possession. Orzell eventually comes away with it. Here's Brown, who gives it to Ware. Good-looking player into the middle of the ground. Morabito, another one. Not bad for a 17-year-old. Kicks it into the path of Attow. Again, it was Wilkes who came out to meet him. Bo Wilkes, the master again. In fact, on that occasion, Clem lifted off the ground. It eventually went to O'Brien, to Ware, and now to Beswick, who straightens up. Looked for Morabito. With him was Warren. Morabito, clever little footwork. Arrow Smith came in to lend support. Warren is there again for Claremont. Yeah, it was well done. McGinnity's hand pass to Stevenson. Stevenson then off to Orzell. He unloads with a long left footer. High and up towards playing for their careers.
But it does tell you that the potential's there, Phil. We're just not getting it from them.
For sure. Charters, hurried kick. Attacking the ball hard was Howlett, and he's going to be given either a kick or a mark. He's been Howlett. Coming from behind Arias and does a good job, followed up his good work by getting a possession and feeding it to Blackwell, who goes over the centre of the grid. Jess, she should know, she's a statistician. Ball bounced, Charters got it down, Morabito went to ground. The ball's in there somewhere, and the players may be confused about the scoreboard.
Well, I think they are, Phil. I don't think...
Most people are.
I know, into orbit. The ball comes down via ruck, but straight to Morabito. He was dispossessed. Ball comes out now. Chance for Peel Thunder player nearly taken over the top.